Hello, and welcome back to Herald Hearth. You can call me Auntie A, and today we're going to be doing a reading. Now, I'm not exactly sure what this reading is going to be about yet, but it's been on the doorstep, and maybe that's what it's about. Maybe it's about not being able to know what it is until it gets to you. So let's get going then. Let's not sit here and demand anything. Let's start. Thank you so much for being here. As we step into this, please take a moment to consciously acknowledge and to give your consent for the reading of energies today. It's always important to me that there is that active discernment. I want to thank you and your guides for joining us, as well as mine. Let's begin. Spirit, angels and ancestors, guides and guardians, what message are we here to receive today? What words must be spoken? What action must be taken? Felt those two. Ooh, and they're sliding. Oh, 3, and they're sliding together. My goodness. Interesting. So we have the Page of Pentacles. And if you happen to be present for our first reading that we did, we had the Page of Pentacles upright. And this time it's reversed. Very interesting. Let's continue. Ace of Pentacles. A palm. Letting go of something. And a choice. The Two of Swords. Let me sit with this for a moment. I ask that you do the same. There's been something that you are afraid that if you open your hands, that it will fall right out of your hands. And Spirit is asking you to make a choice, to trust that if it falls out of your hand, out of your grip as you relax it, that it was never meant, not that it was never meant to be held by you, but that it's no longer yours to hold. Interesting. Because normally the Ace of Pentacles is a gift, it's a handout from the universe, but in this case it's almost as if you are so busy looking at it, worried that it will fall out of your grasp. Split the deck. Here we are. There's been a part of yourself that you're denying. A part of you that I'm not even sure if you're fully aware of what's been blocked off in you. It happened so long ago. It's almost like you've gotten so used to being without it and being blocked off from it that you can't even remember. You're making a blind decision. Yeah. What's happening here? 7 of Wands. King of Swords and the Ace of Wands in reverse. It's been stifling your creativity. It's been stifling your passion, your ability to flip the switch and to start moving forward. All action, no planning, maybe. Or all planning and no action. It might be different for everyone. And look at that. Least expected. When it's least expected, something is going to shine for you. A light is going to be shone on this interior part of you that you were so certain was just not yours anymore. Interesting. That puts into perspective what we saw here at the beginning. It's as if this is the perspective that you have of the situation and of yourself. You're looking at a part of yourself from your childhood, from maybe not even from your childhood, but from a period of your life when you felt that childlike spirit. Maybe you haven't felt that in a long time. Maybe you've been so concerned with surviving, making choices that feel blind, but you have to make because maybe you need to eat, you know. Those practical needs are there. They're very much real, and there's no shame in working towards those things for yourself. But it's almost as if you've been working for so long and been so used to the rug being pulled out from under you that you see opportunity and your first thought is of losing it. Whether that is the practical applications of if you changed your life for this thing or this idea or this blessing, that once it inevitably gets torn out from under you, you're going to be stuck upside down again and stuck from the beginning again. And that's a false perception. At least it is now. Maybe for a time it was an adaptive perception. You know, you adapt and you do what you have to survive, but then your circumstances change if you're lucky enough to do so. And those coping strategies, those things that helped you survive in the first place, are now maladaptive. They're not working for the you are anymore. They served you for a time, but that time has passed. I'm seeing there's a part of you that's very practical. You like to speak truth to yourself, or at least you try to. You try not to fight truth when it comes up in your life. And that's why this choice feels so blind. It feels so confusing because it doesn't feel like truth yet. What it feels like is something frightening and different because you are so used to having the rug pulled out from under you that the idea that something could come to you and be an actual long-term thing, an actual stable foundation, is so fraught emotionally. But in healing, there tends to be a need to reframe your perspectives. And I think this is an opportunity for the spirit to say, hey, this thing served you, but there's a part of you that is more, that is desiring to take action on something. And the light's going to shine on it one way or the other. The stars move in the sky. Whether we notice them, whether we do anything to regard them at all. The moon turns around our planet and holds the tides as the earth churns through it. And your body is 80% water. My body is 80% water, approximately. I can't help but feel that the moon has to have some hold over us as well. This isn't about you've been behind. This isn't about what have you been doing. This isn't an indictment. This isn't a condemnation. It's just the sun coming in through the window at the right angle. And you had to wait until the day, until the time, until the hours had turned far enough for it to reach you where you are. And to reach that part of you that you thought wasn't even yours anymore. Whoo! Wow. That part of you that you thought wasn't even yours anymore. abundance, legacy, reality being woven through your actions and through the actions of the people in the community and the beings in that space and who come along for that journey with you. You thought that that was out of reach. Yeah, King of Pentacles in reverse. You thought that your ability to sit in abundance, truly relaxing into it, was gone. And Spirit is saying, no, look at all of these options I have awaiting you. No need to rush. The stars will turn in their time, and us with it. We'll be here. But this is a moment, as much comfort as comes with the knowledge that the stars turn without us and that energies move one way or the other. There is also the knowledge that sometimes an energy prompts you to try something new. To take a new perspective. To be brave enough to try to. I'm told to switch decks, so I'm going to do that. This is the Citadel deck, if you're curious, and the other one that I use is a pocket-size Smith-Waite tarot deck, which I really enjoy. You have forgotten what you're capable of creating. Both maybe in the practical 3D sense and in the desire, in the passion, in the fire bit within you. The dancer. Your self-expression has been locked up, my dear. Your strength. There's an old tradition, an old way of being, maybe within your family unit, maybe within your lifetime, your own journey. There's been a tradition, there's been a foundation. Yeah. And that foundation might have felt ill-fitting, and maybe it was. I think it probably was. And you've been taken through tower moment after tower moment, and foundation breaking, earth shattering situation after the other, forgetting how strong you are, that you have made it through. You worry that because in the past you've made decisions that you trusted blindly and it went poorly. Maybe something happened when you took a leap of faith, a choice to speak your own truth, to seek your own truth, and something went foul. And so you locked up, that part of you locked up. You didn't want to express yourself. You didn't want to step into that strength, and it became like a weakness. Ooh. Yeah, the thief. It became a thief of your joy. I don't feel that that one's supposed to stay out. And on the bottom of the deck, we have the Vengeance. It's quite a powerful card. Overcoming slights and a choice, which is interesting because we have the Two of Swords choice card right here. You may have been seeing a lot of lunar energy, maybe a lot of moons, crescent moons, half moons. Maybe you've been delving very deeply into your emotions. You've been burning out, trying to evaluate every moment and find the perfect timing. Not realizing that you are, in a way, your own protector. Your higher self walks with you. You've been locked up in research and investigation. And while planning is a good thing, without action, it becomes inflexibility and stubbornness. It becomes something unfulfilled. Your viewpoint on the situation is being asked to change. What stories do you tell yourself? What truths have you accepted? What light of truth needs to be spoken aloud? Being called to roll a 12-sided die for, that's my 20-sided die, hold on. A 12-sided die for a house. The 10th house. If you are somebody who is open to the study of astrology, which I talk about all the time, and will likely talk about in any of these readings, I recommend that you look into where your 10th house sits and what sits in it. There's no more coming through with that message, but if you're feeling led to, I think that you should look into your birth chart. If you'll need the time that you were born, and look into what planetary bodies sit in your 10th house and how those affect you. Being called back to these cards. What else do you have for this collective? Ooh, of course. Brought out a card and I didn't quite speak on it yet. I'm sure you've been staring at it. The air. That crown. Unseen potential. Something you don't quite see yet. And you're hesitating to even open your eyes to it because the vision is so much bigger than you ever thought that you were capable of stewarding in this life. But the universe has something for you. I believe, in a way, everyone has a calling of some kind. And you have one, and I have one, and that's why I'm here, and that's why you're here. If you're still here, it's been 18 minutes. If you're here, you're feeling something. Something here is resonating with you, and the hesitation you feel isn't a bad thing, but don't let it freeze you. Don't let it freeze you. There's something that you have a calling, you have a burning passion and fire within you, and you're being asked to allow yourself to connect to that part of you you thought you lost. Oh, I'm being called to shuffle it differently. Hold on. Oh. Okay. I know I haven't shuffled like that on camera before. The world card. But typically I'm a much better shuffler. Hold on. That's interesting. I feel like, there we are. I feel like you are very worried that you are just gonna fumble the bag. And I fumbled the bag just now. And I'm fumbling it again, see? But you know what? I could be worried about it. I could be self-conscious about it. I could think, oh my gosh, what are people going to think of me as a reader? You know, if I can't even shuffle my own cards. And that's, you know, sometimes you just have to laugh at that little voice in your head. Yeah. You gotta have, you know, have a little bit of faith in yourself. Have a little bit of hope. Dream a little bigger. Because even if you do screw up, even if you do fumble the bag on something, it's all it is a learning moment. If you trust your intuition and your guides, trust the universe to lead you where you need to be and to meet you halfway when you're going head on and following your intuition, trust that, you know, maybe it's just a learning moment and you can laugh a little bit. That it's not going to end with the world being completely ripped out under you anymore because the old foundations are gone. Your entire body renews itself. Renews itself with a wisdom more ancient than we know. Every 7 years, every cell in your body is new. What happened, the person you were 7 years ago isn't the same person you are now. And I know people talk about, you're not the same person you were yesterday. And that's, I think, a very lovely sentiment as well. It doesn't work as well for me, the concept. I feel it more in that 7-year sense. It makes more sense to me that the natural cycles of your body and the natural cycles of the universe, sometimes it takes a little bit of patience, but ultimately the growth happens and the change happens and you become a new person through that. We're still shuffling, so what exactly do you want to bring forward, spirits, guides, guardians, angels, and ancestors? What is for this collective? The Ace of Cups. There's going to be so much abundance, it's going to be spilling out. It's going to be going everywhere. You're not going to know how much room, where you're going to fit it. And that's kind of why the universe is asking you to, like, hey, let go for a second, you know? Just like loosen up your grip. If something falls out, that's great because you need that space for what we're bringing in. Oh, wow. Look at that, right at the top, the Emperor. You've forgotten your seat of power. You've forgotten that you are capable of taking something that's pouring out of you, sapping you, and taking the action necessary to flip that card, flip that script, turn that upside down, to connect with the energy of the universe, to fill yourself up, King of Cups, fill yourself up to the point of overflow where you can help others. The Knight of Wands. He's carrying the wand forward towards you in the center here. Whew, right here. He's carrying it forward. And I feel as though that's the universe with this cup, with this energy, with this blessing. Yeah, you're not supposed to take what isn't yours. You're not supposed to win Pyrrhic victories. A Pyrrhic victory is something that the cost was so high. It's bittersweet. The victory comes bittersweet. It comes with regret. In this card, this young person was fighting and playing and got so caught up in the moment, so caught up in their own idea that they took what wasn't theirs. And that's being flipped up now. You're being asked not to take what isn't yours. Don't take what isn't yours. What is yours to take? What is yours to take? Oh, I'm actually being called to another deck. Hold on. Give me one moment. It's just right over here. Let me get it out of my little box here. Where are you? There you are. Oh, goodness gracious. There we go. Okay. We've got it. We've got it. Sorry for all the funny sounds if there are any headphone users. Okay. So this is the herbology deck. What are we supposed to bring with us? This deck to me is about natural cycles and natural medicines. What natural medicine does this collective, the people who are here for this reading still after 25 wonderful minutes, thank you, by the way. What do these folks need to bring with them? What is already within them that they need to bring? Ooh. Ooh, interesting. Loosen your grip. You have to loosen your grip. First message of this whole thing was loosen your grip. You got to do it. I would recommend right now, take a deep breath. If you can, if it's safe to, if you're not driving or doing something like that, take a deep breath, close your eyes, and release. Loosen your grip just a little bit. There it is. Interesting. Heart's home. Hawthorn tree. Where are you rooted? Have you been clinging so close to the earth that you forget that your purpose is to rise into the sky? Reclaim that knowing. There's a little door in the base of this tree, and I actually, before I did this reading, I sat down for a meditation. And the meditation was on soul retrieval. And I've actually never done one before. Today was the first. And in the meditation, they brought us to the mother tree in a forest. And within the trunk of the mother tree, there was a door. And through it, you had to walk and make the decision to open that door and step into the spirit world, to follow your intuition into yourself. And I only say that because I feel like I should. But have you gone within? Are you willing to open that door? Because it's unlocked. Ooh, we have another flipped one here. Interesting. Again, this feeling of it's already here. I don't need to flip out. It's already flipped. What's already here for you? What's already here? A pocket of protection. You're very protected. I don't think you realize how protected. And you've been afraid that if you self-express, really, truly, like, draw your truest words up from your soul and to your lips and to speak them and to give breath to them, breath and sound and movement. I don't think you realize that you're going to be protected in that endeavor. Yeah, exuberant quietude. You're being called to go within. Passion flower. Oh, and the other one, pardon me, was yarrow. Exuberant quietude, existing, taking up space, being exuberant in just the stillness of who you are. You are protected and you are called to exist gloriously as you are. A passion flower doesn't shrink away. It climbs for the sun and it blooms. And you're being asked to climb higher, to know your roots are deep, to trust that they will continue to grow in the speed that you need, and to reach higher and wider, and to know that your wisdom, your abilities to be the heir, to take on what is meant for you will grow with time. Tap your resources. Burdock root. Again, this idea of rooting. What is already within you? Tap your resources is not about going out and looking elsewhere. It's about going inward. In a home, you'd be going to the cellar. You'd be going to the cellar to tap your roots. What exists in the cellar of who you are that wants to be tapped into? That wants to add flavor and nutrition to your life. Kind of a funny phrasing, but I like it. Are there any more cards within this pile, in this deck? Pardon me. Yes, there is one more. Okay, at least one more. There it is. Okay, beautiful. Resurrection. Some part of you thought, and there's the moon again. Got that very lunar energy right now. Resurrection. And interestingly enough, we're just, at the time I'm recording this, we are actually experiencing a new moon in Scorpio, which is the sign of transformation, which is the death card in the tarot, which is the sign of the phoenix, of the passing away, of the death of the old and the birth of the new. That is where Scorpio rules. And the owl is bringing you a spot of sunshine in this darkness and reminding you of your own wisdom. Remembrance. I just heard, remember who you are, from The Lion King. In the wonderful voice of, I believe it was James Earl Jones as Mufasa. Might be wrong, I hope I'm correct. But remember who you are. Remember what you have. Rosemary is a very energetically unique plant. It's so interesting. You have guides and guardians who are stabilizing you at this time, who have brought the red strings of fate closer to you, who are present with you. Bringing your attention to something you need to remember, something that's waiting to resurrect, waiting for you to breathe life into it so it can resurrect. One more card in this, please. Cut, flip, okay. Go again. Thank you very much. Thank you, thank you. Glance. Yeah. Interesting. A light in the darkness. You know how I just said the California poppy? The owl is bringing you a spot of light in this darkness, a spot of bright orange in this blue. And then we have St. John's wort, which is quite the interesting name. But light in the darkness. What light have you caged within yourself? And that is waiting, that is experiencing like a nuclear fission almost, and is just bursting out at this time. Just bursting forward with this expressive energy. It's happening for you. You're feeling it. 3:33 on the clock as I was recording and looking at this. 3:33. 369. Don't fall back into the same patterns. Right now, there are some very interesting transits happening in the sky. And significant movement forward, Chariot. Significant balancing of energies. At the time I'm recording this, in a space of a grand water trine. Yeah, this isn't the time for planning anymore. You've planned enough. Might not feel like it, but you've planned enough. There is a bigger plan as well. You just have to plan for you. Plan, and not in the sense of leaving others behind, but in the sense of, how do I get halfway to where I need to be so that I can meet the universe head on and halfway there? You got to remember something. It's not just about waking up. Ooh, very direct pointing. Sorry. Pardon me. I don't want to be rude. It's not just about waking up. It's about remembering. Okay, being called to use the Citadel deck again. When you realize the weight in your hands is too heavy, relax them. Remember to breathe. What are the final messages for this group? Angels and ancestors, guides and guardians. Patience. Not just patience, but like breathing in that patience, existing in your power in that patience, knowing that there's a rider and a messenger coming with some incredible inspiration, remaining hopeful, allowing yourself to fill your cup from the wider abundance of the universe, that universal energy that we can all tap into. Remain hopeful. Don't take what isn't yours. Yeah, the pathless in reverse. You are not pathless. I love how in reverse too, the golden hand is reaching up. Reaching up. Upright, it speaks of difficult decisions and the lack of direction, and that is not you anymore. It just simply isn't. You are not the pathless. You are not lost. You need to trust your intuition, trust the lessons that you've learned. Trust that you are capable, even when it doesn't feel like the perfect time or the perfect place. You have to start speaking and trust the words will come. The acolyte. New projects and learning. This is an old project. This is an old project. This isn't just something new. This isn't just something coming in brand new. This is the culmination of something old. Something very old. Oh. Ooh. Quite an expansive energy. Hit my chest right there. Yeah, something very, very, very old. Tell me more about this, Spirit. Tell us what we need to know from this. Something very old. Oh, okay. An old lie. An old deception. A trick that was played. An energy that was not even toyed with, isn't even the right word. It wasn't toyed with. It was, I'm almost sensing an image of somebody reaching into a clock, one of those big, beautiful, ornate grandfather clocks, and reaching in and adjusting something so it doesn't work. Very intentionally. I'm getting this hand reached in and tweaked something that set the whole system to a stall. But you have been determined. That part of you that was locked up is determined to come back, determined to be free. This old thing I'm sensing, whether, I'm not sure, perhaps you believe in it or not, but old codes, old wounds, generational curses. I don't love saying that, but that's the word that's coming up. So I trust that the viewer who hears that will know what that means for them. Don't force it, but if it's for you, you'll know. You were convinced that you had to sacrifice that part of yourself, that it was locked up and that you needed to accept that it was locked away and to live without it forever. You were determined to be free, though, even though a part of you thought that, okay, I'll sacrifice this. It's been a steady trickle of cause and effect. something happened. Something happened. Something reached in and I'm almost hearing like the snapping of a pin in that clock analogy, like you're pulling a gear and kind of breaking it out of place, or a lever or a spring, and just snapping that one little piece. And you are receiving clarity energetically. Whether you have the answer exactly, you might not have that answer exactly until you speak it aloud. But you're being called to something very old. Something that threw you through the energy off its path, that convinced your energy that you were pathless. That you had to make difficult decisions forever. You've had to make a lot of hard decisions. Oh. Ooh. Pardon me. A wave of grief. Wow. Ooh. Remember to breathe. You've had to make a lot of difficult decisions. And you've felt so lost. Oh my gosh, my heart. Whew. You have dealt with a grief so great. Your soul is aching to sit in its power again. And Spirit's bringing something along for you, and you're being asked not to believe that that pathless space is for you, the hunter. You are sure-footed. You are predestined. Sure-footed, predestined. The old is gone and dead. You're being asked to let go of ashes. And energetically, you know what you have to let go of. You know. You feel it in your body. You're being asked to let go of that so Spirit can put a compass in your hand and a passion within you to grow, to become, to be. The waker. You were asleep. Your eyes are opening. They're opening. Trust your vision. Reflect. Trust your awareness. Thank you so much. Spirits, guides, and guardians, please, final messages for those who have walked these 43 minutes with me. 4333 right now on the timer. Again, 333, 333. Here it is. Oh. I want to choose my words carefully here because I feel like this could be a little bit emotionally triggering for somebody, so I want to speak with mindfulness. We have the card of the botanist. Parenthood and legacy. And if the energy I was picking up before, that grief I was feeling, I'm not sure who that's for, but I am sending you just the biggest hug, because there's something powerful waiting for you to create it. There's something powerful for you to steward into this world from the realm of beyond our 3D mortal plane. You are meant to walk a path. You are meant to live in the sun, to sit in your power, to resurrect a part of you, to work together with the spirit of the universe, to work together with those around you. I'm hearing the switch decks here. Last bit of this final message. What is this final message about this botanist card, please? Parenthood, legacy. That thing that you felt that you was completely cut off from you. Open your eyes to new modalities, I'm hearing. New ways of doing, new ways of thinking, new processes, new steps. Follow the sun, I'm hearing. Last messages. Last messages, please. Thank you. Old connections that do not fit you are falling away. Old energies that loomed over your life and connections with people that emptied your cup. Yeah, it's time to cut them off. It's time to make a choice, even if it feels blind. Don't mourn too much. You're allowed to mourn, don't get me wrong. You can always feel, but you don't even know what's coming for you. Don't be too sad. The Emperor, the Magician, the Botanist, parenthood, legacy, creation, creative power, structure, longevity. Yeah, a flood of energy and an influx of emotion. 3 of Cups, King of Wands, and the Hermit. You are capable of making this choice in your power, of creating more than you thought you could. Oh, where did it go? There it is. You're going to have so much, you're going to be able to give it away. What a powerful thing. You're going to have so much, you're going to be able to help other people. But you have to let go of that first thing. You have to make that first choice to open your eyes to see something new. I'm hearing that's it for cards. My goodness, what a long reading. I wasn't expecting such a long reading, but I knew we were coming in for something. Oh, interesting. Okay, there it is. My hands went here, so I'm trusting that. Yeah, a final unexpected message. Create space. All coming back, right back to the beginning. Create space in your life. Don't just think about it, do it. It has to be put into action in whatever way that means for you. You have to do it. Create space in your life for the brilliant new, for legacy, family, growth and abundance, that sweet tanginess of raspberries. Raspberries are my favorite fruit. They're just so wonderful and delightful. And I feel like that's what Spirit is asking of you. Live in delight. Be delighted in who you are, in those parts of you you thought you couldn't have anymore. Trust that you have the capacity to walk this path. And know that the sun's going to come out tomorrow. Oh, I haven't seen that movie in years, but those are the words. Breathe. Inhale, exhale, ground. and thank yourself. I want to thank you for being here, for joining me. I want to thank your ancestors and angels, guides and guardians, as well as mine. I want to thank the connection, the willingness of the energy to step forward and to reveal itself today. I wish you all the best. I really, truly do. Remember, create space. You have this. You can do this. So don't give up. Thank you for joining me today. This has been Herald Hearth, and I'm Auntie A. Bye.